guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about, yep, I think you know what time it is. Okay, there we go. Yep. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the sail barge, the UCS sail barge. I know I'm a little bit late with the review. I mean, this set came out, a good few months ago. Oh geez, my sails are a little messed up. I finally wanted to get a review done for this set on the channel. This set is pretty good. I will go into detail of what I do and don't like about it. We'll go into detail about all the minifigs and the build design and all the cool little fun facts and details about this set, basically. But I just want to say I think LEGO really hit it out of the park with this set. I think this is one of their best UCS sets. Right off the bat, I just want to say this thing is very sturdy. Like, it is a strong, thick boy. Like, it's not coming apart either. I think a piece just fell off. Anyways, guys, I'm very excited to bring you the review for this set. It's one of my favorites so far of this year and last. But before we do that, I just want to say, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing if you like to see this kind of content. And don't forget, we do make gaming videos and stuff like that on the channel. And if you'd rather have a separate channel with this stuff and the gaming videos, split up into two different channels, let us know in the comments. But anyways, let's get into the review. So right off the bat, this is set 75397. It comes with 3,942 pieces, all used in an amazing way. It is a part of the collection of the UCS sets, and I want to say it is one of their best. We'll go into a review. I'll give a rating towards the end, but let's kind of go into the details of the model itself. So with this set, I think the use of tile plates is just amazing. It really gives that round curvature shape that the ship actually has. If you've ever seen it in the live action Return of the Jedi movie where it's debuted. And over here, you're probably wondering what these are. This is the separate Tatooine desert skiff set with the Sarlacc pit. That is, just ignore that. I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, the detail and the use of tile bricks and certain things around the actual build of the ship, I guess you could call it the hull of the ship. All right, so up top we have the amazing, I would say fabric sails. They're the orange sails. In previous sets, I want to say they were mostly used and made out of plastic, but in this case, it's the classic cotton, fabric. It feels like clothes basically. But the use of the actual Technic pieces that hold up the sails really make it strong and supported, so they're not gonna go anywhere. They don't really turn. You can move them of course, but me, I don't really mess with them because, they look amazing the way they are. All right, so the top is by far the best part of the set. I mean, this whole thing is just beautiful. The way it kind of arches up to the very top of the ship at an angle, just like we see in the movie, is so well done. It reminds me of an old style ship, like a pirate ship or something. In itself, that is another great aspect of this set, the use of tile pieces on the top. There's a few stud pieces just for, minifigures to stand on, but mostly I would say 99% of the top up here is all tile pieces, so it just looks amazing. And the use of the little tile arch pieces towards the back corner of the actual ship itself, it really gives that curvature feel because the ship is very curved at the back. I don't know if you've ever seen. I'll show some pictures of the ship itself. Another cool use of bricks and pieces are the arches and barriers along the very top of the ship. I think it looks amazing. Obviously, there's more than one long, noodle-like piece that runs through these little clip pieces along the edge. And the way they kind of go into each other really makes it look like it's all one arch or barrier along the ship. And it just looks amazing. They have the little guns hanging off the side. And these little doors at the front are basically the entrance, if you will, to the lower deck of the ship. And then right behind that is the actual cannon, the main cannon on the sail barge. And it sits on a really nicely planted Technic piece. So it basically swivels around without any issue because there's no stud pieces blocking it from swiveling around. So it can do a full 360 around. It's amazing. The cannon looks cool. I like all the pieces they use. Obviously matches the same tone with the rest of the ship. And then farther back, oh, I should also mention this is the cannon that Luke uses to, blow the fucking sail barge up. Luke is pretty good at blowing shit up that doesn't belong to him. Towards the back, we have a little ladder with some kind of, details next to it. And then some kind of, it reminds me of the anchors on Sea of Thieves at the very top. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. I kind of need to look in the instructions and figure out what they're kind of representing right here. But yeah, that's mainly the top part of the ship. I want to say this is like the best part of the build. I just think it looks beautiful, especially if you're planning on putting this UCS set on display. And I do like the little weird pieces they use, like there's little like baking whisk and like ball joint pieces that they use for details. I'm not sure what they're supposed to represent at the moment, but it just gives off that kind of like industrial like ship, you know, electronic kind of vibe. Going back around the ship, the panels that we see on the sides actually do open up just like in the movie. That's how C-3PO is kind of like giving the announcement to Luke and Han and Chewie that they're about to die to the Sarlacc pit. I'll play the clip so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Towards the back is a lot of detail and edges kind of showing off the shape that the back of the ship actually had in the movie. And if you're wondering what these three little arches are, these little prong things sticking out, that's the actual exhaust to the ship. I should also mention the top of the ship are in two parts, so you can take them off. They kind of just lay in flat pieces, so they don't actually connect onto the ship. So you don't need to worry about pieces like getting stuck to studs or anything like that. All right, so if we pull all these panels down, we're able to take the first chunk off, and then the second with all the panels around the ship coming down. And at the beginning of the ship is the control deck, the flight deck if you want to call it. There's 2 seats and then a bunch of cool control panels and very detailed computer screens. Like the 3 in the front are actually stickers that you put on tile pieces, and they look amazing, very detailed. All kinds of like buttons and gizmos and stuff like that going on the screens and stuff like that. And then the 2 little consoles to the left and the right of the seats are just typical printed pieces that we usually see in a lot of Lego Star Wars sets, you know, like little computer screens and modules and things like that. I really like the look of this. They did pretty good. I was wondering what they were gonna do for the front of the ship. Obviously, we don't really get to see that much of the inside of the sail barge, but it's amazing to see what Lego came up with. And towards the back is a sliding door that you can slide open. Going into the next section, the jail and armory of the sail barge. This is a one-man cell. I'm not sure who it's supposed to house, but there's a little sign in the little Star Wars language. I'm pretty sure it says Han was here, pretty sure. I could be wrong about that. I need to like fact check that. Or I should also mention the jail cell has a little breakaway door in case someone wants to escape the sail barge, but why would you? And then directly next to the actual cell itself is the armory. It has a bunch of weapons and prongs and, you know, spiky things and handcuffs for Jabba's pirates to use. Again, the flooring in this interior is almost like 99% tile. There's only a few stud bricks for minifigures to stand on. And then going past the armory, there's a little like wooden ladder that actually goes up to the very top. You can drop your little minifigures down the doors, and which will lead them directly to the armory / jail. And then past this room, we have the kitchen. If you remove this little staircase or this like little wooden ladder, it gives way more space for minifigures to stand around in. And this is one of the most detailed kitchens I've ever seen. Like you would think this kitchen would be like a Lego City Lego set, something like that. Jabba needs to eat, and holy shit, he does. Again, the only room we really see in the movie on the sail barge is the little back deck where like the band plays and Jabba sits on his fat ass. And that's where we're moving next. So if you go through the little doorway past the kitchen, you have Jabba's little lounge, I guess I could call it. And this is the back quarters of the sail barge itself. If you remove this giant tan tile piece, which Jabba sits on, it gives a lot more space. But I like to leave it in there because obviously my boy Jabba has to have a place to sit. And then on the wall directly next to where Jabba sits is a painting of himself, I'm pretty sure. Quite interesting that he has a picture of himself, you know, that tells you everything you know. And then right past his little seat, his little flat seat that he sits on, is where Max Rebo actually sits in his cool little piano thing. And he plays the live music for the whole sail barge. Pieces to give that rounded out shape towards the back and the archways and stuff like that. There's a cool little pillar, there's like about 4 pillars that hold up or simulate that it's holding up the actual back of the ship, and it's just really beautiful. It's a very, very tight space. You can barely get your camera in there to show like the detail and stuff, but it does look really great. But that's pretty much the interior. I didn't mention along each archway and angle of the each and every room, there's a little torch that kind of gives off, you know, the simulation of light. And I just want to say, if you have those little LED light strips that you can put in your Lego displays, now is the time to do it. This is by far one of the best sets to set up a light strip in. because it would look amazing. Another thing I wanted to talk about was the box art itself. Once you open up the 2 boxes within the actual main box, there's a cool little picture on each box. One is Max Rebo, I think, for one box, and the other is Salacious Crumb, the little rat monkey guy that constantly is, you know, sitting on Jabba's lap and all that shit. The actual outer box itself is pretty lame. It's just the model itself on a black background. I think they should have changed the box art to just show a little bit of Tatooine. I mean, how hard is it to Photoshop a Lego into some sand dunes, you know what I mean? But that's on Lego, I guess, because it's a UCS set. They don't really care as much because they're not really selling it to kids. They're selling it to adults, so it can be pretty minimalistic, honestly. But I'd argue for $500, I think the box art should have shown some cool little scenes from the movie, or just something to kind of like really make it pop. Alright, so we're going to start the list off with the minifigures with C-3PO. Obviously a classic character in the Star Wars universe. This one does have sign printing, having his silver leg, which he does have in Return of Jedi. I don't know why people are saying he doesn't. Up next we have an amazingly printed Gamorrean guard. Nothing too crazy, the mold is beautiful as always. Honestly, I don't think they've ever really messed up the Gamorrean models, even from the start. Like, the old models compared to now are like pretty good. So good job, Lego, with the Gamorrean models. Keep it up, please. Up next, let's swing over to Bib Fortuna, the little gross, you know, pink pedophile guy from Jabba's palace and Jabba's sail barge. He's the one that's like, Wadawanga, you know, caressing the shit out of R2-D2. This minifigure is pretty interesting because they actually use the newer model of the character from Book of Boba Fett instead of the one from Return of the Jedi. So basically, if you don't know, in Book of Boba Fett, he's a little bit older and fatter. I shouldn't say a little bit fatter. He's big as hell. Like, he is a fat ass. And they actually used that model, which is the one they used in the Book of Boba Fett Palace set back from, like, what, 2020, 2022? So they basically got Bib Fortuna pretty much incorrect. Up next, not really sure who the hell this guy is, but, you know, it's one of Jabba's, you know, many pirates. He goes by Woof, or Woof, like Woof. I don't know if it's Woof or Woof. It's W-O-O-O-F. I call him Woof because that shit's funny as hell. I'm sure it's pronounced some other way, but for now, Woof. And up next is R2-D2, our classic little astromech droid. He is printed on front and back, looking good as always. Also included the little stand that goes on him when he's serving drinks in the sail barge in Return of the Jedi. I think it looks really good. I don't really have an argument with the piece they use. It kind of fits the theme. I like the little glasses they put on him. It's kind of filled with simulated like liquid and stuff. Amazing. All right, next up is another pirate. I'm not sure of the alien race. I don't want to assume anything. And his name is Kitaba. Pretty sure it's pronounced Kitaba. He's one of the many pirates. He looks like a bulldog to me. I have to go through and kind of throw up pictures from what characters these are supposed to be. I'll kind of throw up pictures of the movie. Return of the Jedi, try and identify which ones are who. And alright, up next is another pirate, one of the crew, or, you know, sailors, I guess you want to call them. Jabba's boys, Vizam. He's one of them horny boys, and by horny, I mean he has horns on his face. You know, come on YouTube. Anyways, this is a cool little character. He's got a lot of detail. I should have mentioned the 3 pirate characters have immense detail on their printing on their outfits. No side printing or like any printing on the legs, but those torso prints are pretty cool and unique. They actually all have back printing, and only one out of the 2 actually has a double-sided face, and that's the one, what's his name? Woof? Alright, up next, this minifigure has had a lot of controversy, but again, it's a Lego figure. It's nothing to be this mad about, but it is Leia. Matter of fact, it's Princess Leia. A lot of people are mad it's not called Slave Leia, and those are the same people that are mad because she doesn't have the printed skirt that she used to have where you could see a little bit of skin. These are grown men, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. These are grown men concerned about cleavage on a toy. A little toy. Anyways, moving on. I think it looks amazing. I think it looks straight out of the movie. To me, her face doesn't really scream Leia. The hair piece is like a little squishy plastic instead of the hard molds that are usually hair pieces. It's fine. The braid moves kind of awkwardly around her torso. Oh, I take it back. The set says 18 plus on it. Lego, you idiots! You didn't show enough skin? God! Guys, another character I forgot to mention was Salacious Crumb. This one I don't think is updated, but for some reason they removed his pupils, so that kind of sucks with the whole, like, you know, keeping up with the minifigures thing, but another great mold for Salacious Crumb. Alright, and to end it with the list of the minifigures, we have our boy, Max Rebo. Yes, sir, Big Max. If you didn't know, the band that is playing on Jabba's Palace and the Sail Barge is Max Rebo's band. If you haven't had the experience of hearing some of his tunes, I'll play some for you without getting copyrighted, hopefully. But yeah, this is the typical Max Rebo. There's no printing anywhere, which kind of sucks. I feel like if he had a few little wrinkles or something on his torso, it would look amazing. It's nice to see him again. And if you don't think he survived after the explosion of the Sail Barge, you're an idiot. But that was the lineup of the minifigures. Besides the little errors, I would say, with Bib Fortuna and the kind of blandness with Max Rebo, I feel like these minifigures are pretty cool. If you like to collect unique minifigures, I should mention the 3 pirates. Vizam, Woof. Still don't really know how I want to say that guy's name. Kitaba. Yo, these guys' names are whack. I just want to say that. The 3 pirates, Vizam, Kithaba, and Woof. These are 3 new minifigures. They're very unique to this set, so their price will be up on eBay. And if I didn't go over it before, the instructions have a cool little design on the inside showing off the concept art and design of the sail barge from the movie, going over some cool facts. Not only on the plaque for the UCS set, but in the instruction aids, it kind of goes over the schematics of the sail barge itself. And Lego does not shy away from sponsoring, or I should say advertising, Desert Skiff and Sarlacc Pit set. That's the set that came with Luke, Han, Chewbacca, Boba Fett, and the Sarlacc Pit and all that kind of stuff. Yes, it looks amazing alongside the sail barge, but oh my god, Lego, if y'all don't chill with the prices on that set, $80. You would have spent $580. I would argue that set should have just come with the sail barge, but that's just me. I will admit it does look amazing up next to the sail barge. It just fits and it looks straight out of the movie. But like I said, the instructions have a really cool diorama of the entire set going over the cool little facts and details about the ship from the movie and the creators who built the set. But yeah, guys, like I said, this has been the sail barge. This is by far one of the best UCS sets. I think it just holds together well, it looks great, and the minifigures are pretty well done, except for those 2 minifigures that, you know, aren't the best. But overall, guys, I think if you're collecting UCS sets, this is the one you want to get. It looks really good on display. It goes really well with the other $80 set, the Desert Skiff and Sarlacc Pit that came out last year as well. I think together it just looks like it's straight out of the movie from Return of the Jedi. But leave a comment what you think about this set. Let me know if you would spend $500 on a set like this. And for the rating for this set, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 10 out of 10. I think Lego deserves it on this one. I feel like they did a really good job. But yeah, 10 out of 10 for the Lego UCS sail barge. I can't wait to see what other UCS sets they come up along the road with Star Wars, Lego Star Wars. So if you watch this video, thank you very, very much, guys. My next review will be the Ahsoka's Starfighter set. We just got it, so we're gonna be building that next. We'll have a review up pretty soon. But if you watch this video, thank you very much. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.